back, baby. Yeah, episode 65 of the Pursuit of Sound podcast, brought to you in part by Zest Vodka, truly the most delicious flavored vodka out. Yeah, honored to have Ghost Lotus in today. What's up, dude?
How we doing? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, dude, of course, man. It was cool to get to play a show with you and meet you and chop it up at the Station Underground show. That was celebrating the remix EP of your song Trainwreck.
Yeah, that was a fun show. That venue's kind of cool. That warehouse vibe. I think they're getting it right.
Dude, yeah, man. They really upped the swag there, like recently too, with installing the lasers and like the VIP section and all the wall art, like all that's new. Like that was the first time I saw all that stuff.
Yeah, they're doing a solid job at it. It's gonna be a venue to mess with come time.
Vibes to the max.
Vibes to the max, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, dude. So wait, how did you even meet like the Station Underground crew? Did they like reach out? What's up?
So in 2022, me and St. Miller, we did a St. Lotus tour, and we did a stop in Charleston at the Purple Buffalo. That was the first time I met Jay and Coco and the whole Station Underground team. And then me and St. Miller did I did Trainwreck, and then St. Miller dropped a song on there on that compilation as well. And then we just kept in touch. And then I would see Jay around certain shows, certain festivals. We just kept in touch, and then he reached out sometime January or February to get a booking in for last week, and we just made it happen again. So it was a fun time going out there. They have some dope people.
Hell yeah, dude. That's like badass. Like, you know, being able to fly out for a show and stuff. Like,
yeah,
you know, that's a cool feeling. So yeah, as we were talking, like after the show and stuff, like you'd been producing for, you said like maybe around like a little like 5 years.
Yeah. So started producing during COVID. I was a COVID baby.
That's when you started producing.
Yeah, started producing during COVID.
No shit.
Was messing around with like the DJing stuff, like but I was so bad at it. And then like I had nothing better to do. You know, I was like unemployed, getting the stimulus money. So like got Ableton, YouTube University helped me like a mofo, and also just putting in like 10 hours a day during COVID was just a big tool to help me kind of just like learn the craft and figure it out. But it's funny because when I was living in Virginia Beach, it was during COVID, and I was gonna go into the Navy. So I picked my job. I was gonna do air traffic control. I was living out there with my ex-girlfriend. You know, I did my physical, picked my job. All of a sudden, like on Monday, I was supposed to go swear in, like go and like, you know, like make it official. Like I'm signing the papers, boom. And I was going to be going in. So this was like, I think like September or August. And I was supposed to be, you know, going in and going to the boot camp come January. And all of a sudden, Sunday night, before I was supposed to go swear in, I just started rolling up a blunt. My ex-girlfriend's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm just like, "I'm not going to the Navy." I was like, "What?" I was like, she's like, "What are you gonna do?" And I'm like, "I'm just gonna learn how to make music." She's like, "You're an idiot. You don't even know how to make music." And I'm like, "Well, I'm gonna fucking learn."
Oh my God, dude, just like that?
Yeah, it was so funny. But I mean, it paid off. Like, obviously, it was a lot of sacrifices, but, you know, being able to, like, tour and, you know, drop on, like, the biggest labels and play with some of my favorite names in the industry, like, it all seemed worth it.
That's insane, dude. Yeah, like, just going in on sheer, like, faith and confidence and just being like, I mean, it's not impossible. Like, I'll just do it. Like, this is what I want to do. Like,
exactly. If you just put in that time and effort, and I feel like if you just want it bad enough, and like, you know, granted, I had like I had friends in the industry, and then I owe it all to like my networking capabilities. Like I talked to everybody. I would send my music out. You know, I would talk to literally like every single person. I would put myself out there, and it put me in positions to where like you know, I made friends with big names in the industry that, you know, before Wonky Willa came out, me and him got a collab. Now he's like blowing up, you know, like I played EDC Orlando, like my first, like 2022 or 2021. Like, so like literally like a year after I started producing, I played EDC Orlando. Like that was like iconic. Like,
how did that even happen, dude? Like for all the listeners that are like on a like trying to do what you're doing, like
It was cool
spell
too
that
because I
out.
played the Rhino bus, and so I opened up the day, and then right after me was Tape B.
What?
Yeah.
Yo, that's bonkers. Well, did they reach out to you? Did you reach out? Did you have a friend that was like
Okay,
running the Rhino
so
bus?
it was
Yeah.
me and this dude Jay. He goes by Verse back to back, and I was kind of like his ghost producer coming up. He doesn't make music anymore or DJ, so I could say this, but I was like his ghost producer even back then, and and I had a friend named Peter. Do you know who Avello is?
No.
Avello. So he's a big DJ. He does like a lot of those like reels now. He's like a big like content creator. But his
Really?
manager is this dude named Peter Hanna, and he does like he does a lot of like the promotion bookings and stuff. And I knew him from Orlando, but I was like he's mainly close with Jay. And he just put us in on Edis Orlando, and I got that email, and I was just like mind blown. Like I just got back from like playing disc golf at a course with me and my two friends. We're drunk as shit. We get back to my friend Jared's house. I open my email. I'm just like, I'm playing EDC Orlando. Like I just started crying. I was like, this is
Yo,
nuts.
that's how that happens, y'all. Okay, so yeah, literally, like networking is so crucial,
So
and
crucial.
you never know. Like, it always pays to just be nice to anybody because you never know who that somebody is.
Oh, facts.
Yeah,
You always
for
want to
real.
put yourself out there, like everywhere you go, because you never know. Or just send your music out to everybody, you know, because like that's the only way. Like, you know, at the end of the day, when you're starting out and have only like a couple hundred followers, it's really hard for your music to get heard, you know. So it's like
For
unless
sure.
it just somehow comes across someone's like algorithm. But like what you got to do is just like what I did back in the day. I went on all my favorite artists, like found all their emails, found all like their like all their artists through their through their likes and stuff, emails, and I just made like a big email list of like hundreds of artists, and I would just send my music out to every single person of them.
What? So you would just like unreleased tracks? You would just unsolicit, like, I mean, you would just literally solicit like your stuff to them and
Yeah.
just be like, hey, just listen, or like,
Yeah, no,
hey,
I'd be
you want
like, hey, I'm an upcoming artist. I make certain type of music. You might jig it. If not, like, I'd appreciate some feedback. Add the link with a download enabled, and then you know, like, next thing you know, like, you're getting a video tagged of you of fucking Super Future playing your song at like Electric Forest, you know, and it's like, what the fuck?
all because you just went out on the limb to send them the music. So you send them like a private SoundCloud link is what it sounds like.
or like a folder of like a Google Doc Drive folder of like all your unreleased in it, and then they just, you know, like sometimes you won't get responses, sometimes they'll be like, oh, this is sick. Like sometimes you might even get that person that gives you the time and gives you some proper feedback, or you might not get nothing, but you might get tagged in a video of all of a sudden you see one of the biggest names in people, like one of the people that you sent it to, dropping your music, you know.
Wow. Yep. It's like you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Exactly. That's all it's about. It's like you gotta take shots in this industry. It's so fast growing. Everyone's trying to do the same thing. You know, everyone wants to be a producer DJ nowadays. It's just how you gonna do it differently. You know, you just got to understand the industry and where it's going, and you know, just put yourself out there.
Yeah, and it's crazy that you're like a success story behind. You started producing during COVID, which still blows my mind because you know, it's like Ableton isn't. I don't know. It's like you see those memes where it's like day one in Ableton, and it's like a caveman with a rock.
Yeah, like how do I do this?
Yeah, man. Like, did you? I mean, yeah, you just all that YouTube University stuff, man. How long until you were getting like some results out of your music that you were satisfied with?
I would say, not gonna lie, probably like 6 months. I was like, damn, I started out making like future bass or like some trap stuff.
Okay.
But not gonna lie, it was actually like I listened back at some of my old stuff from like when I first started, and I'm like, damn, like I was super creative with my ideas. Like I was like, you know, and like the more your skill level grows, I feel like you become more of like a professional and like a professionist, and you kind of critique your music like a little harder, and you kind of go in with ideas that you have, but like you try too hard. But when you're starting out fresh, you have full creativity because you don't really know what you're doing, so you're just you're making stuff to have fun, you know, and like. But when you get good and you start playing shows, all that fun goes out the window, and now you're trying to create things, and you get mad, and like you're trying to make these ideas, you're trying to do this type of version of a song, and you know you're not really like you're kind of like not letting your creative brain take control because you're trying to like force things and make it good. You know, it has to be good. But Yeti once told me, he was like, when you're in a creative rut, whenever you can't like, you're stuck on something, make bad music on purpose. Make something bad on purpose, because and here's the thing though, it's like, because when you're trying to make a bad song, you're not forcing anything. You're just throwing shit at the wall, hope it sticks. And who knows, you might end up making something cool and creative, you know?
Yeah, and that's such a good point about like the more that you start to know, it's almost like you start to just wreck your flow because you're just like trying too hard simply. It's such a valid point. And I mean, I think probably everybody still gets writer's block every now and then, you know. It's really just like a matter of how you like work through that seriously. Yep. Like, you know, I don't think anybody is out here just making bangers first try every single time.
No, exactly.
It's great when it happens, but yeah, so it is really about just keeping that like innocence and that just sheer like creativity going, man, because it's easier to do that nowadays, I think, with all these like sample packs, or like not even preset packs really these days are awesome. Like when you find a good one. Like recently I came across the well, it's like the Wook Drops Only by, who is it by? It's by Excellent.
Oh, the sample packs?
Well, this one was a preset pack, like just CM presets. Yeah, like the Wook Bases Drops Only Volume 1.
Oh, I think I actually might actually have that. I have that one because I think I have like a Wook's. It's like Wook's bass production like pack, something like that.
So Avant came out with one that's like,
that's the one I have, the Avant one.
Yeah, and I was like, that one was all right.
I didn't really like the basses. I couldn't really do much with them. Like what I usually do is like when I download sample packs and like I usually use like the presets and stuff as a starting point. And then I'll just mangle it, like, you know, like, just like mess it up. But I couldn't, like, those ones in there were just like, they weren't good quality, like starters, you know, like they were kind of just like basic, boring, like basic shapes with like a little bit of effects on it. It was like nothing I could really like get creative on.
Yeah, man, like where they play the demo video and it's like this dude just like going to town on like a little keyboard like this or something.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, what? Like, yes to that. And then you get it and you're just like,
what the fuck is this?
Yeah, Microsoft Paint presets, like,
yeah.
Like
yeah, they always make the demo tracks look good. They usually pay like a giant artist, like a fucking crazy good producer, to make them like a demo track so it sounds really good and it's like pleasing to the people's ears. So we're scrolling through Instagram and we're like, Books Volume 1, it's like crazy fucking EDC bass pod fucking style song, and then you get it and you're like, wait, I can't do any of that with this.
Dude, I know. And like that's where I was like, man, what? I was like, I kind of got disenchanted by all the ads for a little while. And then I saw that one and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get this one. And before I actually like purchased it for like $35, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna check Reddit really quick. You know, I'm gonna see what's up on Reddit, and like took like 15 minutes to like find this like dude that's like, yeah, I got it, and like the conversation went about to where it's like you could tell that the other person got it and that he sent it to him, and I was like, DM'd him, I was like, yo, do you still have that like Wook's based like pack? And he's like, yeah, he like got back really quickly and stuff, and then like he ended up giving me literally like 19 packs of like other stuff. Yeah, dude, I was like, okay. And then I gave him like about 10 packs. And that was cool. So I can send you some of that stuff if you want.
I'll send some back. I the ones I'm sick of hearing and the sounds I'm sick of hearing are those damn shadow bass samples. I'm sick of hearing those fuckers in every people's songs now, like the flutter bass or like that Cat Taiki New Light, like the boom boom, like they're just bothering me.
Yeah, and see, by the time like that they put out a pack that you want, the sound's already kind of stale. Like everybody's already kind of overexploited it to a degree. So it's like, you know, getting creative. Yeah,
and they're still running that bitch up. Every other song I hear now it has those same sounds, and I'm like, dog, like at least change it up a little bit for real. Yeah,
like dude, like modulate something.
Yeah, like it's not that hard. Throw a riff on it.
It's man. So I mean, it's always kind of about like staying. Sorry, one. Sorry, I was like the background. Yeah, staying like one step ahead of the game creatively, so that
Yep.
you're always like putting out like a fresher sound and stuff. Like, who do you think's doing that really good right now? Maybe like Gorilla T or Wonky
I
Willa?
think the people that are really changing the game right now, that are really being unique and not following, not following suit to like what's trendy or popping. You got Stash, one of my dogs. That dude is cooking. Stash is insane. You got
Is that with, like a V as the A,
yeah,
or
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I dropped a song with him on Bass Rush last year. He's super sick. You got like OK Jake, Vector, like Eater, pretty much anyone in that like bass community that's really like, it's okay. So it's usually anyone that has a platform already, like they're big. Anyone that's like coming up, like, and that's at that mid tier, they're just trying to copy people's flow and swagger to kind of get like plays and numbers, but they're not being original at it, and that can only get you so far.
Dude, exactly, man. And it's funny, as I was searching for that sound pack, the preset pack on Reddit, I came across this post that somebody made where they were talking about, it was like a bass music fan that is disappointed now with where all the music is going. Like, he's like, call me like old school, but I felt like bass music back in the day was like more creative,
Yeah,
like an original. And then now he's like, dude, I feel like everything is just like like
it's
bass
the
music
same
with
song
rap
just
lyrics.
repeated over and over, just different variations of the same song. Everyone's doing it. It's like, bro, like that. Yeah, DMVU.
Okay, yeah, what about him?
DMVU just posted, let me see if I can find it. He just posted some like a really cool thing, and he was like, talking about the music industry and how it's like, how it's hard to get creative because like as an artist, you want to make something creative and you want to make something unique, but when you play these sets, people are wanting just like that. People are have ADD. They don't care about the intricacy in the music. They want just like the simpler the better, because they're all like not, people are just getting in the music industry now, or like people are just becoming fans of this stuff because of TikTok and Reels, and they're like, ooh, that looks like fun, but they're not actually fans of like the creative stuff. And then you have all these artists popping off right now that are leading the way, that are really just not really making, like, they're just making generic music, and it's kind of just ruining the industry. Like Turnian Sound, a big reason why they're quitting is because they don't like the direction where dubstep's going.
Really? Who? Which sound?
Turnian Sound?
How do you spell that?
TERNIONSOUND. It's like three people. They're like the crazy dons of 140. They're doing their farewell tour. You probably know them. If you like listen to their music, you would 100% know them.
I'm still like a little, that just sucks to hear. Like,
yeah. And they've been around for a while, but it's just the dubs. They're fans of like real dubs, like 140 dubstep, the classic sound from the UK. And now it's just like the direction it's going in. They're just like, well, they just don't really want to be a part of it anymore. So, plus like one of them had a baby, so he's doing that. And then two of them are making their own projects. So it is what it is, but that's just the way it is.
Yeah. I mean, like what in their world, they just continue making the same sounding music just in different ways, and like just I mean, whatever, I get it. Like there's like this disenchantment from the way music's going, and I mean, I even feel that way too. And I mean, dude, I thought like dubstep when I first heard it, pretty much all the forms of EDM when I first heard it, outside of like trap, I guess, I was like, what the hell is this? Like people like this shit, like what the fuck? And then now, like I love me some good dubstep. Like obviously there's like a bajillion subgenres of everything now. Back in the day, it was like, man, when I was getting into EDM, it was like my homies at work, we were working in the kitchen, and they put me on to like Troy Boy, like simple artists like that back in the day that were doing their thing. And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. What? And they DJ the music that they make? Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, yeah, man, like I think I really like threw my hat on the ground when I first heard like rhythm. I was like, okay, now people are into this trash.
Yep,
Like,
literally, it's like, dude, what is music becoming? But that's another reason why I'm like, that's why I'm not like focusing on Ghost Lotus anymore. I'm working on something new, and it's just because like I just like the music, the crowd I was in, the scene, like I just didn't. I'm just not really a fan of like that music anymore. Like I'm looking for now that like I'm getting better at production and like I'm able to do better like bigger things with music and be more intricate. I'm trying to like instead of like worrying about numbers and worrying about shows, like I'm trying to like my favorite label is 1985, Alex Perez's label, from the UK. Critical, which is like E Night Casual's label, stuff like that, where it's super intricate but really like unique, and like they don't care about numbers, and it's just like a nice pocket of artists that are just so talented, like Shades, EPROM, like stuff like that. It's like what I'm trying to get into now, and just be like actually like make music that like I'm happy making, instead of like, oh, I gotta make a banger because I'm playing a show with Zed's Dead, so now I gotta make a banger for like the Zed's Dead show. It's like I don't want to do that. I want to just make music that it's fun, I like, and it's like who cares who enjoys it? At least I do.
yeah. So like makes me think about like, that is a very, inspiration driven direction, and I respect that. And it's like it just something in my head is like telling me like talk about like actually being able to survive solely on music alone, like, and what that dictate, like if you go towards like if you're somebody and you're like, yeah, I want to be like a full-time music EDM producer or whatever, so I'm going to make stuff that sounds like EDC main stage.
Yep.
And even those people, like, I mean, there's struggles at every level and every genre of music, and what you're saying, it just kind of like peeks out to me as like, damn, like you're almost like pocketing yourself in further, but you don't care like if it's like quote unquote successful or not. You're just doing what you're expressing yourself, and that's
exactly because like at the end of the day, there's people that like the real sound selectors, the real people that look for the music that has like the crazy grooves and the crazy sound design, the crazy production. There's those nerds out there, like it's a big crowd for it, but yeah, like they're not maybe playing all the crazy shows, but they're noted as like sound porn, like sound design geniuses, or like sound porn, like it's just like crazy intricate things that like it's like you notice them as like goated as like a producer, and like that shit, yeah, like you can still get big doing it, but it might take a little longer because it's more of a niche. It grow like a loyal fan base, people from like different parts of the world, but you're not making like the same stuff as like Nikita the Wicked or fucking Taiki Newlight or Hamdi, so it's not gonna get boom played by fucking everybody in the world immediately, but it's gonna be a slower burn, and that's just what because I don't really care about, I've done the shows, I've done the traveling, now it's like, okay, what do I really want? It's like, yeah, I want longevity in the music. Like last year I did music full time, so I didn't have a job. I literally basically survived off of touring, music, all that stuff. And it was fun. And this year, that was my plan to do it this year, but I just like lost connection with the Ghost Lotus project. And I'm just like, okay, got a job. Now I'm like kind of starting from ground one with a new project, but I'm planning on just like making like 50 to 60 songs before I start even like launching the project. And then just put out like a couple unreleased mixes and, send them songs out, kind of like build hype as like an anonymous. It's going to be a totally anonymous project too, because I wanted to be strictly about the music.
Whoa, so yeah, you're not going to show face basically.
No, not for a while. Like I'm really just going to try to like make the project grow strictly for the music first.
That's so cool, dude. I love that. And that really is what it should be about, because it just makes you think about, man, like I'm so tired of seeing another DJ that wears a fucking mask. Like,
oh yeah, I won't be wearing no mask.
No, like, yeah, and it's not like, even for anonymity, it's like, dude, just like, y'all quit wearing masks. It's
for real
so stupid. Like, I'm done. Marshmallow, take that shit off.
It's
like,
because the industry, they like gimmicks, and they like
so
TikTok.
cheesy.
And but here's the thing though, if like I almost wanted to do this as a joke, because I'm like, it's so easy to really get like become a big artist in the industry. Like start making TikToks, do reels, do like stupid dumb content, make fucking like trendy music, you know? It's like, but who
Wear a mask. Just kidding. Go
but it's
on.
like it depends on what you really want. Do you want like the clout, the hype, the fame, the numbers, the playing shows immediately, or do you want like, are you in it for the music and the culture and like the history behind it, you know?
Well, and then no, for sure. And I'm sitting here racking my brain for people that are still anonymous. And what, Mala? Mala is like a completely anonymous group, right?
Yeah, him, ATLians,
Yeah, that's right.
ATLians. You got Ferva.
I don't know who that is.
He's like a new guy popping off the 140 scene. He wears a balaclava.
Wait, what is that?
Richard, it's like the masks, the ski mask type of thing.
Oh, okay.
And then you have Richard Finger, who's gonna be wearing like middle finger masks.
Really?
Yeah, look, I will show you. It's so fucking stupid.
Oh my god, I gotta see this. Richard Finger.
Yeah, look at this.
Let me see. I'm going back to the.
Oh shit.
What the fuck? Oh my god.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy?
Jesus.
So they haven't even played a show yet. Do you know what the first show they're playing is? Fucking Red Rocks. Imagine your first show being Red Rocks because you're a gimmick.
Oh, that's so stupid. God.
Yeah, makes me mad.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that. That's just next level. Like fucking. Just when I thought like I saw all the different kinds of stupid masks, that one.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse.
Yeah, I think that one might. They might as well just look like it looks kind of like a big ass dick, like coming off.
Yeah, I mean, see the rhythm guys are fucking stupid because all they do is go to like Party City or like Halloween store and buy like a stupid gory like mask and wear it, and like that's their whole getup. It's just a fucking weird, creepy mask,
dude. And
like the dude Chongo who literally wears a gorilla as his mask.
Like it can't be that enjoyable of an experience to DJ behind a mask either. Like logistically,
part of me is like, why? I wonder what the thing is behind that. But here's the thing, though: half of the rhythm industry is like a bunch of canceled artists. So that's probably what they're doing. Is they're just like, fuck it, I'm gonna make easy ass rhythm. I'm gonna put a mask on and still be able to tour and do everything I want.
Oh my god, makes me wonder if like Lauren like Bass Nectar is just out there as like somebody else now.
Oh my god, some like rhythm DJ.
Like dude, him and what's his like literal twin, Mersive.
Ravenscoon.
Oh yeah, there's another. Yeah, that very very similar sound.
The same setup, the way they do it too, like the two laptops, the head banging like this, so your hair flies everywhere. Yeah. The acapella, the shitty rap acapellas.
Dude, Mozart would be flipping in his grave.
Oh my god, yeah, Beethoven would be fucking absolutely mind boggled.
Yeah,
like, this is music.
Yeah, I really wish like we could bring him back from the dead just so he can hear some dubstep. Like,
oh my god, do you ever see the thing where it's like if Beethoven lived in our world, or if like they had SoundCloud when Beethoven was around, and it's these two people dressed like as like Civil War people, like redcoats, and they're in the car, they're like, yo bro, did you hear the new Beethoven? And it's like dun, 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 and they're like, yo, yeah, this is crazy.
I didn't see that one actually.
It's just so funny.
Oh my god, yeah, man. I'm just like, where's music gonna be in like 5 years from now? Like,
I'm hoping it recalibrates. I'm hoping it corrects and it goes back to what, like, instead of being all remixes and the same sound and the bonk, you know, it's hopefully there's some like uniqueness and actual like talent going behind it. As for like 35,000 fucking copycat projects, you know?
Yeah, literally. What did you think of the new Skrillex album?
I thought it was cool because I think it fused in a lot of his old music, like old dubstep sounds, with like his newer dubstep sounds. I thought it was unique in that sense. I'm just not like I've listened to it one time, so none of them really like made me like, wow, I love it. But I do appreciate his production, his style, and I think it's, you know, it's unique. Yeah,
and the reason I asked that was because I felt like that album was sort of trying to bring it back to be like a little more simple, and like instead of going like even more insane with it, like kind of dialed it back a little bit.
Yeah,
within reason. Like the second listen and the third listen through were nothing like the first listen. But I was just to donate a bit of information, dude. I think one of my favorite tracks has got to be like the Biggie Bap one. It's with Wookie. Wookie is like literally one of my favorite producers, just like right now, man. Like he crushes.
WUKI?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, he makes some very unique stuff. I like the little where he does he'll post like the TikToks or the reels of him doing like a certain different style of music that like, or like he'll fuse two genres together and make something crazy. He's a freaking talented dude.
Yeah, he's got a nice approachable sound, like, and he does good house remixes as well as like just good, like, you know, cut time like stuff. And like, yeah, man, I don't know, he's just always so all over the board with it too. Like, just something about his uniqueness and like his width of creativity. Like, I love an artist that won't just give you one sound, but like there's more dimension to their music. Like,
Exactly.
not every song has to be a house song. Like, you can be an artist and make different styles of music. Like, who said that was illegal?
Yeah, but it's what's crazy is like, where do you like Wookie's goated, right? He's one of the best producers, but where do you see him on lineups or shows? Like, you don't, right?
I do. Yeah, no, he does.
Well, like,
hell yeah.
Well, not like that often as like he should. Like, there's a lot of people now that are like, on all these lineups, but it's because I guarantee that motherfucker is probably ghost producing for half the industry.
Maybe, dude.
He's getting his pay. He's paying his dues.
I see what you mean, man. And I would like to see him higher up, and man, because it's still like you just still see like Zed's Dead or like somebody like freaking whoever the hell like that you've seen on like on the top of the flyer. Like, I don't know, man. I never got really into Zed's Dead, and like,
they're my favorites.
For some reason, I just find them boring. Maybe I just listen to all the wrong stuff, and that's no offense, because yeah, dude, it's so much fucking music to keep track of and listen to, man. It's hard to get around to all of it.
That's why, like, I kind of like don't even really listen to EDM that much anymore, just because it's like I can't really find things that like I can really grasp onto anymore. I feel like a lot of songs kind of come and go now. There's not really much timeless pieces coming out, because at the end of the day, like, it's all people trying to ride trends and ride different styles that are really popping right now. So like, like Skrillex made that album a couple of years ago. Now everyone's doing that style. Now it's like they're waiting for the next thing, that Tape B. Now everyone's doing like Mac Miller and Juicy J remixes, and it's like everything. It just goes in waves of like what's popping, what's trendy, and everyone just hops on that train and goes until the next train. And they're like, all right, everyone hop on this now. Everyone's doing this. Let's do this.
Dude,
like,
literally,
everyone's doing this, so let's do this instead.
I think that's exactly like why I sort of like have like a very similar thing about that, like where I'm just like I find myself listening to less and less EDM because of that, and that's sad, dude. Like where it's harder to find some sick stuff. Like somebody that I love paying attention to. He's a cat that lives like on the East Coast with us. It's Devious. You know Devious?
Yeah, he does stuff with like Austin.
Yeah, he's done a
that, like, mushroom thing in his name.
Yep. That dude, I love his creativity, man. Like he needs more recognition, man, because he does the trick. Like when I listen to one of his tracks, it's like that feeling that I got back in the day where I'm just like, dude, yes, like this dude knows what the fuck is up.
Yeah, and it's so hard to come by those artists now because everything just sounds the same.
Yeah, so for real, with not having listening to less EDM, what are you now listening to more of instead?
A lot of like hip hop and rap. Like that's where I come from. Is like I'm from New York, so like I come from like the East Coast hip hop. I listen to a lot more of that. I'm like trying to find new rappers that I like. Listen to a lot of like alternative rock. Stuff like that, just to kind of like find inspiration outside of EDM, so that like I don't fall victim to sitting at Ableton and making something that already someone's made.
Yeah, seriously. No, that's cool to hear. Yeah, rappers, dude. There's this one rapper named like Puff Daddy. He's crushing the game, dude. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Puff Daddy?
P Diddy. Also, Maybe you haven't heard of him.
Oh wait, is that what you were saying? Oh, I thought you were fucking serious. I was like, yo, wait, what?
I thought you were going into the bit with me for a second, and
No, I was
Yeah,
confused because I just want to make sure I heard you right. I was like, wait, what? With the
he's got bangers,
Baby
man.
Oil album?
Yes.
That dude's got it. Fucking
Track 1, Slippin'.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, yeah.
but that's what I'm trying to do. Is I'm trying to just get inspired by outside music now instead of like just because like like if I'm gonna listen to music, I'm listening to like the good labels. Like I don't know if you know of 1985, but you should check out that label. It is fucking most unique music, and it's all from people from the UK or like New Zealand or like somewhere over there in bumfuck Egypt where these guys are just cracked and they don't fucking give a fuck what people are doing in the United States.
Oh, hell yeah. I'll check that out, man. There's going to be a lot of art. Like when I listen back to this, I'm going to be checking out all these artists, man, because if you're
like definitely check out Alex Perez. He's my favorite. He's the head of the label. Check out Visages, Visages. It's like 4 people. They're amazing. Sesko. Who else? You got Drone. Who else we got? There's just so many people coming from them. Monty. Halogenics. Oh, just like so many gods out there.
Dude, and everybody, y'all go ahead and lurk Ghost Lotus's likes on SoundCloud.
I'm about to hide them.
I know, dude,
Gatekeeping.
That's my favorite thing. Yeah, just straight up lurking everybody's likes. That's like
the best music you gotta find is your favorite artist's likes, but then you gotta or your favorite, or you gotta go to like your favorite artist likes. And then find like who they're liking and then go to their likes. And then you got to go down this rabbit hole to where you find a guy with like 50 followers, like making the best music from like Bangladesh. And you're like, how the fuck did I get here? But it's sick. And then you start gatekeeping the fuck out of him.
Yeah. And then he's wearing a mask and you're like, no. And it's a middle finger.
He goes by fucking pickup truck and it's just a dump truck on his head.
Dude, I'm just waiting for Pussy Face, and it's
God! No, there's a dude named Penis Nose or Penis Face. He wears a mask. He wears a mask with a penis on it.
You're fucking.
Nah, look, and he's famous too. What? Oh no, his name is Ankle Pants. But he wears this mask of a literal penis.
Oh my god, dude, that's the nastiest looking what kind of dick goblin is that? Okay, now, oh my god, dude, the side of the face looks like a ball sack.
What's kind of cool about this dude is he designed this own synthesizer that is in his hands and his feet. And like, depending on certain movements of his toes or like his feet or his hands, it does like a certain effect or a certain sound. Oh, it's genius.
You're kidding me. How come I haven't? Oh, but it's really weird sounding music.
Yeah, it's like some out the box stuff. Yeah, look him up. Ankle Pants.
Dude, oh my god, I'm eager to listen to that, man, because I feel like I would have heard about this dude with like his like invention of a new form of like synthesis.
Let's see where can you even find this guy, Ankle Pants. I'm trying to see where he's from. I know he's just a weirdo, like, and he just does like the most fucked up shit like on stage. He's just nuts.
Oh my god, what? Yeah, ankle pant. Like the first thing that's coming up is just literal ankle pants. Maybe it's this IG. Oh, you have to be.
Yeah, his name's Ankle Pants.
Crap. Let me see, dude. That's interesting. It makes me think about there's this chick out of England named Imogen Heap.
Oh, I found him.
Yes,
he's an Australian producer and innovator known as Ankle Pants. Has established a reputation as a leading force in avant-garde music and performance, a multi-instrumentalist and creator of experimental sonic devices. Yeah, so he pushes boundaries of genre and challenges conventional ideas. Damn, he's been around. He's debuted as Ankle Pants moniker in 2004.
Dude, yeah.
So he's in like Germany and shit, doing some weird shit.
This is what I'm looking. These apparently his like the shoes, and he like slips. I guess he just slips these on over his shoes and like.
Yeah, and just depending on the movement and stuff, you get like he's designing like really cool instruments.
dude. Now this is something I like. I like seeing this, man. Like actual innovation. Like, sure,
Yeah,
this is
like that's what
random
I'm
ass.
saying. Like it's super weird, but it's like I'm actually like I'd rather listen to that than something stupid.
Yeah, man. It's like it feels like DJing has gotten to the point where it's just like I feel like it was like so like new and everybody was like really getting down with it, and then now it's just like we're just watching this dude on a controller, and it I feel like it just kind of has lost its like effect. But something like that, that's more fucks with the bull.
Yep, see that's cool. Like that's even though it's weird, it's like I appreciate that. And like he still plays like crazy shows, crazy festivals, but it's usually out in like Germany and like or like he'll do like, you know, big like unique festivals here, like maybe like Movement or something like that.
Okay, man, it makes me think about other people that are just doing like the live stuff, like you know, Mark Ribier.
Yeah, the guy that's like,
Yeah,
yeah, he's like, I ain't going to work today.
yeah.
It's like, fuck work. I don't need a job.
I'm pregnant your mom. I pregnate your mom. I'm pregnant.
Yeah, that shit's hype as fuck.
Dude, he like that's the fun. Like that's the kind of type of fun that I like to have like at a show. Like some dude that's just literally like doing it on the spot, and it's like even if it's simple, it is a banger.
Exactly.
Like boom, an 808 and a clap, and like I don't know.
Fucking horse
like,
noises.
yeah, I want to see more from him. I haven't really been seeing or following him as much
Yeah,
lately.
he pops up here and there, like, and when he does, he's like, I think he like kind of like goes in and out of like his. I mean, he's still big, but I feel like he comes in and out. Like when he comes in, he hits it strong, and you see him
Yeah.
everywhere, do nonstop videos. But I think like just like every artist, you kind of need to like settle down a little bit, get creative again, and take a break, and then kind of come through swinging.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like I know he's got to have something up his sleeves. Like he's working on something. He's charging up that laser beam.
Oh yeah, like that's why I love Flume so much. He'll come back. He'll come in and out of the industry every like 2 years, but he'll drop the most innovative piece of work that anyone's ever heard, you know? And then like I watched this documentary on him. It's like a 2-part series on Apple Music. So good. And in the interview, he talked about, he's like, you know, he's like, he doesn't mind it, but every time he drops an album or EP, you know, he has these people that, you know, copy his style. So he feels, you know, as an artist, he needs to go back in the studio and come up with something fresh. So like he'll drop something innovative, disappear for another couple of years, make an album of stuff like really unique, new, fresh, drop it, tour, and then disappear for a little bit, and then just keeps coming back in and out.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, dude. I would like to operate similar to that. Like
That's the direction I'm trying to go. Is just really innovative, creative, and just like super like honed in on a style and a sound, and it's like, but every release is like pristine and perfect, and it's not getting released until it's like I know it's exactly what I want to be part of my discography.
yeah, dude. So you know what just hit me was like the fact of how you were talking about like you're like, dude, don't put a limiter on the master. And I was like, what? Like for some reason I've never heard that in all my years of producing, and I went ahead and gave it a go, and I've been working like that ever since this past weekend. And it's new to me, and I'm not mad at like the results I'm starting to get. Like I'm learning within this new construct, and like that Pink Pony Wub one was without a limiter, but you know, I'm not 1,000% satisfied with like the sonics because I'm just still getting used to this new way of like,
so the way you gotta look at it is like so this is what like EPROM and Alex Perez when they did this like shades thing. So you can like, you know, in your group channels, you know, either put like one like compress it a little bit, but when you put it on your master, what it's doing is it's squashing down all the dynamics from your every single channel and every single like group. So like your drums, your synths, your highs, your mids, your lows are all getting squashed from the master.
True.
So you see your waveform and it's just bricked. There's no dynamics. But you start removing that stuff. You do a little bit less compression and you start working working from it like that way, or just like a little bit of soft clipping and stuff like that in your groups.
Yeah.
You get so much more dynamics and so much more like the certain sounds that kind of you want to kind of punch through and crack through because it's like ear candy, or it's like I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, and I always thought that it was just like you just pump the limiter less, and then but now it's like a whole new world to me because like I can't believe I was like I put myself in that little box, like, and now like like it's louder, it sounds crispier, like all those artifacts that you're talking about.
Yeah, that's the word I was trying to look for.
All that, it really does translate, and I'm like, holy shit, I am so dumb.
Right? No, trust me. Like before I saw that video, I was fucking glue compressing and limiting my master and limiting like every channel besides my drums, and my waveforms were just like a fucking brick. And I'm like, why do I have no dynamics? But I was like, whatever, it sounds loud. But then when I started doing without it, I was like, wow, it's even louder. But it's like I'm getting those artifacts that are popping through that like everything that they were all getting fucking compressed out like through the song. And I'm like, damn, this is just like another level. But it does take a little bit of like time to do it because depending on like how you have your setup, like every time I open up Ableton, it's easier for me because I don't have a template. It's like, oh, everything's brand new, fresh. And I still mix everything in the same, I still group my drums, group my like lows, my mids, my effects, my vocals, stuff like that. But I do it like everything at a time, and I mix as I go. So like all I really had to change was like, just like pumping a little bit more saturation to kind of pump out those artifacts, stuff like that. Or picking and choosing what to compress with like a little bit, using a little bit less compression.
Amen. Yeah. And it sounds fuller. Yeah. And then I'm just like, okay, word. I feel like, just doing less like in the returns, like where I'm just like, if I can just get everything like pretty much good to go, and then like juice up like the synths like in the basses a little bit more with like just some like parallel compression or whatever, saturation, what have you, and then all of a sudden I'm just getting the results that I've been trying to hear for a while, and I'm like, wow,
exactly.
Thank you, dude. So I guess right now it's like I'm really trying to understand exactly to what extent I can push it. Like I was getting like -2 LUFs, and I was like, wow, okay. But just like I'm just trying to like
I'll send you that video. I'll send you that video. It's from a Shade, so EPROM Alex Perez, like their duo project. And they did like a feedback stream like a couple years ago when they're like kind of going over one of their songs that they made, and they're going over the mixing and how they did it. And Alex Perez was explaining like pretty much about the compression and the limiting and stuff like that. And I was just like, whoa, I was like, I'm doing this wrong. And like when you listen to Alex Perez and EPROM's music, it's the best. It's like the best quality of like music. It's just like so crispy and loud and clean, and like it's just like they're just wizards with it, and they've been doing it for so long. So I was like, I'm just gonna give this a try, and I started doing it. I'm like, game changer.
Amen. Well, so about like your new project a little bit more. Do you have? I don't know if you're like ready to say much about it, but like, do you have any names like in mind?
Yeah, I have a name that I'm gonna do. I have the logo, the emblem, the style I'm gonna be doing. It's gonna be like very minimal, deep, dark drum and bass, with also like very UK heavy, gritty, gangster inspired 140, but like very like intricate and very like focusing more on the percussion and the drums and like the sound design and the flow and making and like working with a lot of UK like grime rappers and stuff like that, and just really trying to hone in on this certain style and sound.
Hey, man. Yeah. I remember you showing me some of the stuff, and I liked it, and I just wanted to hear it through a big system. Like it all sounded like super solid, and I was like, dude, I need to feel the bass in my nuts. Like always.
That's what I'm trying to do, is just have like really deep, dark bass lines, like but like with the crazy percussion, like really crispy, clean percussion, very minimal, but like it does it like it makes up for it with like the atmosphere and the bass line and like the drums, and it's just like it's so glued to everything's just so cohesive and glued together, and it's just like it's just a level up from what I was doing now, and that's why like I'm taking my time with it, and I'm really gonna make it like perfect it. You know, I have my job now, but like this is just a project now that like I'm really gonna be building from the ground up, and kind of just trying to like see how far I could take it, and see what I can do with it.
Damn, yeah, dude. I respect that, and I'm eager to see the rollout and everything. Keep me in the loop, man, because I won't really. I guess I'll stay posted to Life as Tyler and just like look out. I mean, are you going to like tease the new project?
No,
Like,
no one's like, I want no
one's gonna know. So yeah, like don't say your name on this podcast. Like it will spoil it.
Because I don't want it to be glued to anything. I want it to be a fresh idea to where like it builds this anonymity from it. But here's the thing, that's like, and I'm gonna keep it anonymous for a while. Like I'm not gonna be playing shows, and like I'm not gonna be like showing my face. Not, it's just all gonna be about the music, and like my content's gonna be all through like maybe visuals or cool aspects like that, or like maybe like videos of me and stuff like that, like walking through like the woods or something, but like gray and black with my face like blurred out, you know, to build like the anonymity. But then eventually, maybe like 2 years from now, when you know it's had some room to breathe, I've dropped a couple releases, it's building a little bit of name for itself. Then you know I start playing shows and like just like kind of go out there just like I am, but like kind of be like business only, like kind of show up to my set like 5 minutes before, play and leave type of thing, you know, like the business and the music, and like not the partying, and like just really just make it like people will probably figure it out who it is like after a time. But like I mean, I'm probably wearing just like a hat, some like dark sunglasses, and just like not try to hide it too much, but like also not try to just be like, hey, it's me. Like
yeah, no, that's cool. And actually it sounds so refreshing to just like come to a place where you're comfortable with like pumping the brakes for a little bit and just being like, all right, like I don't have to worry about like booking my next show. I'm just gonna be going in between work and the computer work. And
exactly,
like I'm jealous of that idea right now, because it's like, damn, that's quite nice. Like I always feel, I guess I'm like self-imposing pressure on myself to just keep on trying to outdo and post more, and like, I don't know, like
that's the problem. Yeah, that's the problem that the industry does to artists, is it forces you, it makes you feel like you got to put out 2 songs a month or a song a week, and you got to hit these numbers, or you got to make these TikToks and reels. But that's why like I'm super stoked for this new project, because I can just do it at my own pace, you know, like I'm not forced to like, you know, last year I was making music fucking 8 hours a day. Like I'd get off work, or I wasn't working, but I would just like stay up all night, you know? And like, I think also like the nonstop touring and the traveling kind of took a weight on me. Cause like I was going out there drinking, partying like a motherfucker every show. And like, it was just taking a toll on me, you know?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And after a while, it's like you don't want to lose that enthusiasm. And that just, I mean, listen, like these things happen no matter what profession you're in. Like you'll go through being jaded, and then you'll go through being inspired. And it's kind of like this continuum between the two.
Exactly.
And I'm eager for you, dude. Yeah, man. Like one thing you might not know about me is like, I came up like in the band world. So like I play like,
yeah, I saw all the guitars.
Yeah, like I'm actually, yeah, like, and that's what I knew. That was what it was growing up. And like I'm still in a band. And a lot of time is spent even towards that, where I'm just like, oh, like I have to like change gears mentally, where I'm like, okay, yeah, make EDM music and then now make indie music and stuff like that. It's like I'm like starting to annoy myself a little bit. But yeah, if you ever, I'll send you a link to our stuff. It's because you mentioned that you listen to some like bands and stuff, and
yeah, I'd love to check it out, especially if you said indie.
Yeah, it's like indie instrumental, kind of math rocky.
Ooh, so, yeah, I'd definitely love to check that out.
Yeah, dude, we just got our vinyls in the mail from overseas like yesterday, so super stoked on that, dude. Yeah, we're called Gods. It's just GODS with a period.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good on like SoundCloud and stuff. And I mean, not SoundCloud, like Spotify. And we've been around for like about 5 years. We used to be a 3-piece band and now we're a 2-piece band. And I just backtrack the bass and guitars and stuff and play guitar live.
Oh, sick. And then you have a singer?
No, instrumental.
Oh, it's all instrumentals.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah, dude. I thought like when I joined the project, I was kind of hesitant because I was like, I don't see much success in this, and I don't know if people will really even want to like be about it because 9 times out of 10 people want lyrics to latch on to. But so far so good, man. But
so you made an album and you guys are putting it on vinyl?
Yeah, no, it's already out. Like, yeah, the new record is called Alchemy. So we have 2 full lengths out right now, and they're like, you know, we spent like a ass of money on it. Like, it sounds super good, like professional and all that shit. But like, yeah. So when we were a 3-piece, I recorded bass on the first album and had nothing to do with the songwriting, and then we parted ways with that guitarist, and then I went to being the main writer. So this new record is like just me and Deslin, my best friend, on drums.
Oh, hell yeah.
So yeah, I'm like eager to start making some new stuff too. I mean, I've already been working on some new stuff, and I don't know, I probably made about like 6 or 7 tracks like earlier this year, and then kind of pivoted back to working on some bass music and stuff. But anyways, that's not here or there. Is there anything that you like wanted to talk about in specific? Like just anything?
I mean, I think we pretty much talked about everything I wanted to. I'm just a big, I'm Adam. Like, I get kind of, I can talk for hours about like the music, the shape of the music industry right now, and like the way it is right now, just because I just think it's just bothering me and like just so many people with like that stuff. But other than that, no, I think we went over pretty much everything that I had in mind to talk about. There's any questions that you had?
Well, let's like, yeah, because we're about at the hour mark. I want to hear from you about how the scene is in Orlando right now, and then we can sign off. So
the scene in Orlando, I don't play any show. I don't like to play shows where I live. You know, when I started out, I was, but the scene in Orlando, it has its moments. You know, they kind of bring around the same names. You know, we have Elixir. We have Elixir, which is a big like house thing that they do like Taco Tuesdays, but they had like a Sammy Vergi block party the other day. They do like a bunch of house stuff, and then we have Vanguard, which is owned by Insomniac, where they bring like Subtronics and like all the big names. Then we have Celine, which Alley Cat plays at tonight. So it's like one of those clubs. I played there with the Whittler last year. It's a cool venue. The sound's kind of and then we have a bunch of like small weekly events that are kind of starting to pick up steam. So they are starting to kind of expand the underground scene here, which is kind of nice.
Okay. Do you have like producer friends in your city?
Yeah. I mean, there's not really like anyone like super like, you know, like a lot of people here are like just kind of like up and like just really starting. They're in their few first years, or like, you know, they're still finding their way. A lot of people in Orlando, they'd have like these, they think they're the god because, you know, they play at the same 5 venues every week. And it's like, so they have this ego to them. And meanwhile, like their music is trash. So I usually just stick to myself or like a couple of my homies from here that, you know, they're not really focused on playing shows. They're more like in my vibe of like, you know, the sound and the culture, but it's really far few in between over here. You know, you have,
are you one of the bigger producers like out of Orlando currently, you think? I mean,
I'm not out of Orlando. I just live here now, but I would say most likely, yeah. My friend always says, he's like, bro, you don't understand how much of a commodity you are, like, or how like useful you are. Cause like I help a lot of people. Like I have a lot of people come over here and like help them produce, or like I'll make them tracks and stuff like that. But I don't really like show face at the shows or stuff like that, just cause like I just try to like I try to just like stay at the scene as much as I can.
That's completely respectable, and like a part of me like wants that so badly, and then the other part of me is like where it's almost like a little bit of an obligation to be there and show face and
Oh,
spend
exactly.
the
Yeah,
time.
coming up, you have to. You have to, like, I mean,
Yeah,
when I was coming up, I was at like every fucking show,
right.
every day, fucking in everyone's ear, everyone's face. I was like, you have to make a presence at least your first, like, at least until like you start like meeting all these people and like you just like they come to a point where you have to like. It's almost like you have to party. You have to after party. You have to like meet
Like
every
in the
single
beginning,
person
yeah,
because it's
you
like
gotta shoot the
one
shit.
fan at a time. You know, it's like that's all it is. One fan at a time.
Exactly. And well, okay, I guess like the last thing I really want to ask is about like what like your first track that kind of got like big like numbers and what that was like for you and like when you started to get the traction, that you like where you're getting like, 10K plus plays on songs all of a sudden, like, what was like how was that for you? Like,
So I think it was my second year producing. It was my Daft Punk flip.
which
The
song?
one more time.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
that one, it's like at like 170K. And when I made that one, I was just like, I made it in like 2 hours.
Lit.
The next day I made a Gucci Mane Pills flip, which is at like 88K right now. So those were the two first songs that kind of like popped off. And then Do It Like That was like my biggest original. That's the one it's at like 130K right now. That's the one that like was getting played out by like all the big artists.
Hell yeah.
And then
you were still sending all these tracks off in the emails and stuff at this time?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And then Do It Like That came out like 2022. And then after that it was just kind of like I kind of focused on just like a certain style, and I wouldn't drop a song unless I knew like it was going to be like a big like a pop and like a big song, like I wanted like all my releases to kind of be like hitters, like big like like heat. But then I got my I had like last year I had a Dead Beats release, Zed's Dead's label, me and Lumacy, and then I had Bass Rush, which is like Insomniac's label, me and Stash. So last year was like my biggest year as an artist for Ghost Lotus. I played Soundhaven main stage. I played Firelights. I toured. I played with Zed's Dead in front of like 5,000 people. Played with like Hamdi. It was just like last year was a wild fucking year.
Good for you, man. I love hearing that, and I can't thank you enough for taking this time and
of course.
Speaking your wisdom. We'll probably have this one ready to go within about like 48 hours.
Let's get it.
Yeah, dude. So, once again, it was super cool meeting you and getting to do this right here, right now. So thanks, dog.
Of course. Yeah. I'm going to come to Charleston again soon. I like it out there. Plus like my homie Section, Noah, you met him, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's my dog. So I got to make a trip out there. So when I do, like we'll all link and cook up some bangers.
That'd be cool, dude. Amen. Well, I guess we'll leave it on that. Till next time. Thank y'all for listening and stay posted for more. The Pursuit of Sound podcast is proudly brought to you in part by our sponsor, Zest Vodka. Zest is designed for people like us who love to have a good time, but without that terrible morning after regret. Okay, Zest started with an idea to make a healthier shot option. The market's flooded with high alcohol, sugar heavy products, let's face it, promoting a culture of excessive drinking. But Zest knows we want a more genuine, transparent, and healthier choice without sacrificing taste or experience. So after Zest studied consumer preferences and existing brands, they dug deep into better ingredients. So Zest boasts proudly half the alcohol content, but don't get us wrong, significantly less sugar and zero artificial additives commonly found in traditional shot brands. All right, crafting Zest Vodka was not about introducing just another shot brand. It's more about sculpting an experience. An indulgence-free drink that upholds the pinnacle of taste and quality. They stand to revolutionize the shot market, guiding it towards a brighter, healthier, and more transparent future. Yes, Zest Vodka. So please join us poolside, surrounded by friends, and enjoy Zest Vodka, crafted for everyone seeking a healthier choice. Drink responsibly.